So here we are, day 3 in Montreal, or unscheduled day 1 in Montreal, however you choose to count this. And we are just out and about the city. It's really early still, so a lot of places do not open until 10 in the morning, and there's a road cleaning. Let's go get out. This is a collective crew, which is something that I've always wanted to visit since I got here. We tried to go here yesterday, but it was closed, and since it is now Monday, we figured that it will be open for business. Collective Crew used to be the old Royal Bank of Canada and the highest building in Canada at one point, and it is now a cafe. So here we actually even see the old teller windows and tills, and now we have the baristas and all the bakeries and pastries and coffee right in front. But look how beautiful and ornate all these vaulted ceilings are. Like, it is just amazing, the design. There's a lot of amazing selections of food. I actually wanted to try the Fairmont bagel, but I wasn't hungry at this time because I don't usually do breakfast. My mom and I just had coffee each. I think I had cortado and she had an Americano. And Tristan was not up for drinking. So we just kind of sat there, but it was actually quite full with people working. They had their laptops on or students studying. But the upper floors are now mainly just external offices. And it's just beautiful just to see this kind of architecture that's still here. Right here is the Granite fountain in the underground Montreal city. And it's just adjacent to the last street, which was Saint Jacques. This is actually Rue Saint Victoria. And the Montreal Underground City actually allows people to commute, walk through the city while not getting cold during the winter time.
So this is underground?
This is not underground yet, but this is the way to the underground. So it's almost like the BCE place where there's the old marché in Toronto. So it kind of reminds me of that architecture where you go in and there's a lot of different commercial spaces. But when you go down towards that escalator over there, it's almost like the path system in Toronto too.
Okay.
Where you all go down. So we didn't quite go down here because I wasn't sure how to navigate streets.
You didn't want to
underground.
get lost.
I didn't want to get lost. I wasn't too familiar yet, and I feel like Google Map wasn't going to show up well. But it was quite cool. It was still quiet though. I feel like I think we're walking around here around 10 in the morning, and we realized that there's all these offices and other spaces, workspaces upstairs. We can see them. So we are here passing by the old Burke's jewelry store that's also half hotel, half boutique restaurant, and we are headed to the Montreal Eaton Center here, which they also have. So we just wanted to check out this Christ Cathedral church, which is across the Burks and adjacent again to the Eaton Center of Montreal. It was a nice space inside. Here we have the Eaton Center Montreal. We're looking for extra clothes because staying an extra day in Montreal means running out of clothes.
Ooh, Eaton Center.
We have something similar in Toronto too, but I found that this was a little bit smaller. It is right in the middle of the city and about 1.5 kilometers away from a hotel. So again, everything is very walkable and accessible. We got excited seeing Uniqlo just because we know their brand.
That's my favorite.
And their prices are very good. Here we are at the underground part of the Eaton Center. We exited and we realized that it's actually multi-levels and there's many stores available here. And it actually also connects to the underground city of Montreal, again with the walkways and everything. I was trying to look for this stationery store called Stilo. One of the things I found here in Montreal for this time is the Barbie Expo. It's been here for some time and it is free. And I think it's somebody's collection, so we're going to go try it out. This Barbie Expo is on Rue Peel and actually shows up every time I Google search anything on Montreal. I didn't know what it was meant to be other than it was all Barbie, and at first it wasn't part of our plans to go visit, but when I found out that it was free and it's actually just a walkthrough, meaning it was attached to the underground city again, but we were coming off from the main streets, I thought we had to give it a go. It wasn't too far either from the Eaton Center, which is a little bit north and actually quite close to the Musée des Arts museum as well, the art museum. But it was an amazing collection.
So this is someone's collection?
I think so. It has all the...
One person?
I don't know. Nothing was really indicated where these Barbies are from, other than I can imagine it's one person or a few persons' entire collection of Barbies. The only thing that I was a little bit saddened about was it didn't indicate the dates. when they were released, but they did have all of their names, and there were some of these Barbies that I remember as a little girl pining for. Like I actually wanted some of these Barbies, and I couldn't believe that I've seen them in real life.
So all these costumes, they were in the actual store? You can buy Barbies
so
with
each
these?
Barbie comes with a catalog. And so I remember I would go through each of these catalogs. I'm like, oh wow, this Barbie's so cool. This is Barbie so cool. Not realizing that they're probably like maybe special edition, limited edition,
They
or
didn't
collectors.
have the year that it
No.
came out?
They didn't have the years of each coming out, but some of them are like super vintage. Like later on, you'll see a Dior Barbie. So it's a very cool space with chandeliers. Like it looks very fancy, but it actually just walks out from the street and walks into the underground area again. This was just again the wedding bridal dresses of Barbies, and you can see that there's so many varieties as well. You can see the Twilight duo, you can see the Elvis and Priscilla duo, and the royal couple duo. There's even zombie Barbie, but all of these bridal dresses, they're designed by very famous designers like Vera Wang,
Yeah, I saw Vera Wang.
Akra, Bagley Mishka. I can't remember who this one is, but they're so beautiful. And again, it's an amazing collection.
How
to
was it
have seen.
arranged? Was it arranged like by countries, and then this is like the wedding section?
So it's almost a bit not random. Like everything was themed together. So all the weddings were all the weddings together. All the multiculturals were together. The sports area was kind of together.
What's this? Multicultural.
Probably, but or
Mickey Mouse.
or trendy or sports.
Okay.
So there's one too that had like an art section where
Is there a Ken section?
There was the James Bond Ken, and there's the Ken grooms,
Okay.
or in some cases the celebrity Kens. But these ones are all the queens and princesses kind of Barbie dress collections.
How much do you think this collection is worth?
A lot, because like even
In the
these
millions?
ones, probably in the millions. I don't know if it's in the millions, hundreds of thousands, definitely. But these ones are the ones that I remember wanting. Like this one in particular, the Monet gown. I remember seeing that as a little girl and going, wow, I want this. And my mom's like, I don't even know where they sell that. Over here, interestingly, are like the Hollywood celebrity movie themed Barbies. So you have Gone with the Wind. I remember seeing this too when I was little, wanting the Scarlett O'Hara Barbies and not knowing where they are. There's Maria from Sound of Music. And
This is the movie section.
Phantom of the Opera, exactly, the Hollywood. And
Pop
this is
culture.
also My Fair Lady, which I do remember seeing too growing up. And of course, Mary Poppins.
Okay.
So it's a very mixed, varied collection. We also have Mulder and Scully from The X-Files.
Oh, more recent.
And also, of course, a Twilight couple. I think I was all over the place. There's the Addams Family, Wilma and
I Dream of
Betty,
Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie,
Bewitched.
and I Love Lucy. I wasn't sure who the tattooed girl is.
No.
And then maybe some soap opera actresses too, like Eric Kane. So this Barbie Expo, I think it's just a fixture, just because they really have created a space that's just devoted to it. I don't think it's moving anytime soon, and really it's like a good respite, like for people who are walking around downtown. They kind of just enter this space and just get.
Do you know how long this has been here?
I don't remember seeing it the last time we were there. But again, maybe in terms of how the pandemic's closed a lot of things, this was just like really an open space for people to kind of walk in.
Now you're outside.
So here we are just trying to look for lunch actually, and we were passing Dorchester Square in the middle here. We were on our way to the keg, and actually straight is also the Mary Queen of the World Cathedral, which we are hoping to also stop in at. Right over here is that cathedral. It's a Mariren du Monde Cathedral, and it looks very grand from the outside. We're planning on, of course, heading in after we just have a quick bite to eat.
It's all
over
the
at keg.
scaffolding.
So I'm not sure yet. I have to figure. I'm not sure if they're just fixing something. I feel like a lot of Montreal at this time had a lot of security on every single block, but not really sure why. Right across the Fairmont Queen
the keg.
Victoria. Fairmont Queen Elizabeth Hotel is the keg. And so we're going here for lunch. Tristan wants some nachos. It's very difficult to actually find nachos in Montreal. And they don't have the same franchise restaurants that we have, like Jack Astor's or Moxie's. So the keg, I know, has at their bar area anyways, a nachos platter. But I wanted to have some soup and some salad, just something light for lunch.
And there's the nachos.
And there's the nachos. So he said he didn't enjoy it the last time we went to the keg, just the day before, 2 days before, because he had to share. So here we're going across the street again. over to Rendu Monde Cathedral. It is the third largest cathedral in all of Canada. They're all saints, different saints or martyrs. A lot of these churches in Quebec and Montreal, they're very grand. And again, this is the third after Notre Dame and Beaupré, which we've also been to before. So I thought it would be nice to add to our collection of cathedral visits. So it's, again, very monumental and very amazing how this architecture was built. We tried to go to the cathedral inside, but they are closed for the day. I'm not sure, maybe there's some important people in there who are using the church at the moment. So here we're heading up north again, and we are just looking for the Holt Renfrew at Ogilvy, Montreal downtown, and we're just going to try to see how it looks like inside. Similar to the one that we're used to here in Toronto, a lot of the sections are full of boutiques like David Yurman, for example. My mom always loves dropping off at David Yurman, probably looking for gifts, graduation gifts for Tristan, and maybe confirmation cross for Mason. There's also Partition Tiffany's, Gucci, Prada, and Bottega Veneta, which is always a favorite. Their Gucci's fun over here, just across Bottega Veneta, just because they have like the garden collection. I haven't actually looked at much Venetas in a while. Every time I go somewhere, I try to look for something different. Sometimes a different location of a boutique might have its own unique item that might not be available in Toronto. We're walking back down towards the cathedral just because we're almost on our day. We just found out that all this news coverage is because of the state funeral of Guy Lafleur, a legendary hockey epic icon who had passed away recently. So actually the church was closed because they are organizing for the private ceremony that's happening tomorrow morning. So all this news coverage and police detail is because of that event coming up as he lies in state in Bell Center. So here we're just crossing again towards Fairmont. We're getting used to all the streets here. I don't necessarily know them by name, and good thing that we always have Google Maps just at our fingertips just to help us around. But it's getting quite windy now, and the weather's turning a bit cloudy. All the scaffolding now is being developed just because of the procession tomorrow. So we are on our way back to our hotel shortly after 3:30, I think, and we are back on Rue Saint Antoine, which is again the old street of big old banks, beautiful architecture. I think we're tired. They're tired. We've shopped. We went all the way up towards the mountain again for the downtown shopping district, and now I think we're hungry and tired, and I think we will turn in early because hopefully tomorrow our car will be fixed and we will be back on our way home. So we just dropped my mom off the hotel, had a little bit of a rest, 30 minutes, and then Tristan and I go restless again, and he said let's go for ice cream. And here we're back at the place Jacques Cartier, which is the middle part of Old Montreal, and it's so quiet. We went back to Mademoiselle Catherine, which is a ice cream store, and yesterday the lineup was crazy, and today it's absolutely empty. It's right beside Ben & Jerry's. Yep. And this is actually the old Montreal port, so it's right by the water. And I guess when vessels or ships park, all these different travelers would come up to this walkway, right? But now it's just full of restaurants. You can still see a lot of the old buildings, and of course how the stone is paved